So what is up, everybody? Today we've got a pretty special video. Since there was no news about Marvel last week that came out, I thought that we would break down a certain character, and that character is obviously Hela. Now, before we get into the video, I do ask that you please like and subscribe. When I hit 100 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway, and it's going to be a little gift basket, a Marvel gift basket. And in that gift basket is going to be one Funko Pop, one original Marvel comic, and a Marvel coffee mug. So if you want to be entered in the giveaway, just hit the subscribe button and like this video, leave a comment. Any of those will enter you. But the giveaway is going to happen when I reach 100 subscribers. So if you want to further your chances, do all three. So now let's get into the video. So it is popularly believed that Thanos is the MCU's biggest villain, and while that might be true because he poses the biggest threat to the Avengers as a whole in the MCU, it's not true in another sense. Thanos definitely isn't the most powerful person that we've seen in the MCU. Just some that come off the top of my head, Dormammu, who we didn't get to see full power, and that was a shame. I hope he comes back. Surtur, who we kind of got a glimpse at his full power, but once again, I would like to see more of him. And then who we're talking about today, Hela. Now, in my opinion, Hela is the biggest and baddest character that we have seen in the MCU when it comes to villains. That's obviously why I'm making this video. I want to prove that Hela is the greatest villain in the MCU. Now, you're probably thinking, I mean, you've got Thanos, Surtur, Dormammu, and those are all good villains. Dormammu and Surtur could obviously wipe the floor with Hela, but they didn't do as much damage to the Avengers or the world as a whole. So what I want to talk about first with Hela are some of her abilities. Now, her comic book abilities and her MCU abilities don't really differ all that much. She has some other abilities in the comic books that we don't see in the MCU but are probably still there, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to go through the ones that are seen in the movie Thor Ragnarok. So obviously we see that she has superhuman strength. Near the beginning of Ragnarok, Thor throws his hammer at her. She reaches out, just catches it, and breaks it. And Loki says something like, she broke your hammer like glass. We see that that's no problem for her. She also has just superhuman, insanely durability, speed. She can literally craft knives just out of nothing and control everything around her. Like we see at the end of the movie, she kind of pulls things out of the sea. So her superhuman abilities are just insane. Like, it's kind of normal for a superhero to have, you know, super strength, super speed, durability. That's kind of what comes with a superhero. But hers are cranked up to the next level. So when we see her in Ragnarok, like for example when she's fighting the army of Asgardians, it's like literally 300 to 1. She just wipes them out like they're nothing. Like, nobody hardly even gets a hit in on her. And when they do get a hit in on her, it doesn't even faze her at all. So the next reason why Hela is the baddest villain in the MCU is because her power is drawn from Asgard. And why that is important is because the longer that she is in Asgard, the stronger she gets. Like, her power has no limit. She can just get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. That's why at the end of Ragnarok, she's literally unbeatable until Surtur destroys Asgard. I mean, you think of Thor, he's regarded as one of, if not the strongest Avenger. I mean, it's probably between him and Hulk. But you had the combination of Thor, Valkyrie, Hulk, so there's your two strongest Avengers, and Loki. And then some of the other Asgardians, Heimdall, kind of jumped in on it. You had the combo of those 5 people, very, very powerful heroes, very, very good heroes, like people that get the job done, no problem. You had all 5 of them go up against her at the end of the movie, and they couldn't do a thing to her. I mean, she was just unstoppable. And I think it was at the beginning of the movie when Loki and Thor were talking to Odin, but he says something, I don't know the exact quote, but it's something like, if she is in Asgard and draws enough power, she can literally control the cosmos. So, and she's doing this without any Infinity Stones, without any kind of special abilities that come from an object like Mjolnir. She's just doing this on raw power that she draws from Asgard. So if you can imagine her for a second with one of the Infinity Stones, it's insane how unstoppable she would be, because she's already as unstoppable as it is. So if she only got one of the Infinity Stones, it would be absolutely ridiculous, let alone all of them. If she got all 6 of the stones, nobody could touch her. She would literally rule the entire cosmos. It would be no question. So that brings us into the next thing I want to talk about is who can beat her. Now, this is strictly going off the MCU, and it's up for debate probably. You could debate other people that could beat her, or if you teamed the entire Avengers team up, like if you took all of the heroes we saw in Endgame and threw at her, you might could make a case that they could beat her, but especially if she's in Asgard, I don't see there being a chance of them beating her. But the only 2 people in the MCU that, in my opinion, could beat her is Surtur, who did beat her, and Dormammu. Now, Dormammu is interesting because, like I said, we didn't get to see his full power. So, MCU version Dormammu, maybe not. But if we do get to see him again and it shows his full power from the comics, he could beat Hela. He could beat anybody he wanted to. Now, Surtur's also interesting because while he did beat Hela, she wasn't expecting it. I don't know how it would have changed if maybe she had known about him, if she had been expecting his attack. Would it have went differently? I would like to think so. If Thor can beat Surtur like he did in the beginning of the movie, even though Surtur was weak, I would like to think that Hela could, because Hela just did whatever she wanted to with Thor. So I would like to think that she could beat him in a one-on-one if she was prepared, but who knows? It's up for grabs, up for debate. Let me know in the comments if you think that there's anybody in the MCU that can beat her. So with all of this information that we've gathered, her superpowers, who that she's able to defeat, who can't defeat her, just the extent that her powers can range to, we can now compare that to Thanos. Thanos needed all of the Infinity Stones to finally beat the Avengers, and even though he got all of the Infinity Stones in Endgame, he still failed. So if you compare these 2 characters, and you think of who can beat Thanos versus who can beat Hela, it's literally no question that Hela is the stronger and the better villain. And while Hela's motives are kind of cliche for a villain, you know, you want as much power as you can to rule the universe, and Thanos is kind of different, she's still a much better villain than he is. And I think if it were to be a fight one-on-one Hela versus Thanos, I don't see Thanos winning any times out of 10. I think she would just wipe the floor with him. And I'll go as far to say this. I think that she would have no problem with him while he had some Infinity Stones. Now, if he had all 6, you could make a case for him, but it's still really hard to go against her just because of how powerful she is and how much damage she can do. In my opinion, that's why I'm making this video. I think that she's the baddest villain in the MCU. I think she's the best villain in the MCU. It was really nice in Ragnarok to get to see a villain who our heroes didn't stand a chance against, and who our heroes didn't even defeat, really. Another villain defeated this villain. So Hela's a super interesting character. I really like her character, and I don't really see anybody in the MCU beating her, hardly. I definitely think she's a badder villain than Thanos, but let me know what you think down below in the comments. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to be entered into the giveaway. When we hit 100 subscribers, then I will go through the likes, the comments, and the subscribers, and I will pick somebody. So if you want to be entered, like, comment, subscribe, better your chances. When we hit 100, you could win that gift basket. Thank you for watching. Keep watching Marvel and keep watching movies.